Hi there, it's Digi the Cyber Kitty, and we are back today with another tutorial. It's going to be V-roid tutorial number 2, and it's going to be me teaching you how to get custom accessories. In particular, just like the kitty ear, or even fox ears, or bear ears, or lion ears. Alright, let's get into it so I can show you what I mean. All right. Oh, something I forgot to mention last time is you're always going to want to save after working on like a major portion of your V-roid character. Just save extra. It's just like a safety thing that is always good to do. Yeah. I've had my computer destroy my files before by just not saving, and then it screwed me on progress. And I was not happy. Anyway, save. Save. Okay, let's continue. Waiting for that to load. Alright. So now that we're in the accessories tab, we're going to take a look at V-roid has some glasses, and they have two different kinds of ears, the cat ears and the rabbit ears, but the cat ears are far more versatile. So that's what we're going to be using today to make kitsune fox ears, and I will be showing you how to do that. Now, as you can see, there's a little like 3-colored arrow thing. It allows you to move the ears up and down, forward and backwards on the model here. As you can see, I'm turning it around. So you can see from like a side view of how that little arrow system works. It's just click and drag. Fairly simple. Alright, so now that we got the ears situated in the position on the head that we want them, we're going to be taking a look at the sliders here to the side. Yep. As soon as I get done fidgeting, setting up the avatar. Alright, so we're going to be checking out these sliders here real quick. Yes, I know. This is like me moving, but you're not going to see. It's going to be clip. Alright, the slider's over here to this side of me. Alright, there's a bunch of stuff, as you can see, that it does just to kind of change things overall. Like if you want the inside fur, that's what the first one does. And now the thing is with this is you could go anywhere with it, from making little bear ears to making little lion cub ears, or puppy dog, even potentially if you got it to fold right, which you can overtax the actual parameters that are normally set to get something different. But for the purposes, we're going to keep them more cat-like for now. But what's also cool is you can completely change the ear size. So you can get them to be like taller or bigger and wider. As you can see, I'm messing around with like the sliders here, kind of giving you examples of what the extremes are. And now we've got an ear shaper tab. There's going to be like 4 of these total that kind of create different angles and different ear shapes, which also will help with perfecting different types of like animal ears, which, like I said, the cat ears are the most versatile for doing that. As you can see me quickly messing through more. There's different ear shapes along with different fur volumes, which go along with those said ear shapes. You kind of gotta mess with it a little bit or get it the way you want. You get really big fennec fox ears too, but we want them more kind of pointy up kitsune ears, so that's kind of what I'm doing here with ear shape number 4. And we're kind of testing out the fur volumes here and just kind of screwing around with like the angle and how pointy the ears are, how big they are. We get that settled first before we do any custom coloring. I always do my accessories first, and that way when you do the hair, you can kind of do the hair around it so it more naturally falls around it, kind of like how I got here with this. Boing, boing, boing. I love how the little ear tips like boing, boing. Meow. Again, I am distracted. As you can see here, I'm starting to find something that's going to work with this particular ear shape, because I want there to be some ear fuzz, but not like too much. And you can even combine the different fur volume like sliders as well to kind of create a more thicker, unique fur volume look. Those are also color changeable as well, which I will show you here in a little bit. Now that we've kind of got the ears that we want, I think I'm going to do the same color next. So I first do the base color. So I can click on that. I was a derpist. Click down the color wheel, and since our character is going to be like kind of like a pink and purple, kind of like, you know, kitsune, she's going to have her hair color split. That's going to be shown in the next hair tutorial. Do the overall color there, and then you go into edit texture. As you can see, right by my head here is the actual texture for it, and that's what goes on and applies onto the 3D model. Now, what's cool about V-roid is you could directly edit in V-roid. Now, if you don't have a drawing pad, it's a little bit more difficult. And when I was doing this, I was actually using my mouse, so it takes a little bit of time and patience, but you can create custom items in here. And I'm going to show you a fairly simple way to do like a gradiented ear, so it's like pink and purple. So we're going to hold shift control and use the mouse wheel to like zoom in, or move the portrait to the side without drawing on it at first. And now we begin filling in the ear color with like a lighter color. As you can see, it's applying it to my model in lifetime so I can see what she looks like with it. Now we're gonna have to trust the process on this one. I know it looks a little wonky right now, but it gets better because I think V-roid actually just implemented a blur tool into this program, which is so useful. Yes. Okay. So I'm filling that in. I probably should grab a slightly larger brush size for that, but oh well. Alright, so got the initial fill in with the lighter purple color. So we're going to be talking darker colors like darker purple and black later. And now we're taking darker purple. We're going to line the edges there to kind of like make a line of where we're going to want the shadow at. Or the gradient. Depending on how detailed you really want to get with it. And we're not going to fill this all the way up. We're going to fill it up to like a certain point where you can start to see the gradient. But you still see the light purple as well to kind of create more of a depth of field to it. It takes a little bit of tweaking, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to say earlier, use your layers. Use your layers. Like, as you can see over there, I made an extra layer on top of the default design. So that way if you screw up, you can just delete something. And now we're going to take the blur tool. We're going to blur the darker and lighter colors in with pink edges there. Now, so we get more of a nice gradiented color for the actual ear. As you can tell, I'm working on the front, and then the little specks below here are for the back of the ears, and then the spiky stuff at the top is obviously ear fur. And now what I was going to do, I spent quite a bit of time, I think, tweaking. But I know at some point I cut the actual final version here that I'm going to be talking about. So you just kind of want to blur this out, and then I think I end up actually adding a black rim to the outside of the pinkish purple hue in the middle of darker purple and the darker pink right now to kind of add more depth as well. Or you could leave it like that if you like it like that, but for what I was going for, I had to make it a wee bit darker. Took me quite a bit of fidgeting around. You can change the brush opacity too, so it's not as dark. You can get more of a shade with the blur tool and using that. Don't forget to switch back and forth for what you're doing also. I forget quite a bit. Just gonna rim the outside of that. I know it looks wiggly as hell right now, but it doesn't matter because we gotta use the blur tool. Alright. Let the blur commence. And you kind of just want to tippy tap it and pull it down into the area you want to blur it into. Like I said, this took a little bit of time and adding on extra color as I went and kind of fidgeting with the overall look to see what I liked. But eventually, I did come to like a really nice set of ears for the character. I'm excited to see how she's gonna turn out. Alright, now here's what we got for our final product. Is we've got like that dark purpley black and the pink, and now we're gonna color the ear tufts too, because those are part of it. So I was gonna do like the bottoms kind of black faded into like a pink that I used to kind of contrast the inside purple here. Took me a minute to figure out that the one on this side above my head now was actually the top one that you have to color all black, because that's the bottom row, or the one closest in the front that you can see. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, just kind of blur that out. The blur tool is excellent. I love it so much. As you can see, I'm kind of doing this, and then I will figure out here in a minute that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do more on that to get it more noticeable for the design. Don't forget your brush tool again. As you can see, it's changing over there in real time as I'm doing it. Ended up looking at that and being like, it's a little too much pink. I gotta add more black gradient into it. There we go. Like I said, I used my mouse, so this probably took a little longer than it should have, but you could still do it, and it's all free. Excuse me. To kind of be like the finishing details I do, and then making sure I got the tips done. But yeah, overall, I readjusted the ear tufts just a little bit. But there you go. We got a pair of custom kitsune ears from the kitty ears here, and that's how you can do custom accessories in V-roid. At least for the stuff that they have for now. I'm hoping they add more stuff later. It's been really cool so far. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it if you did watch the whole video, and if you give it a like and a share and a subscribe, that'd be even better. Well, stay tuned for the next tutorial. Bye-bye!